Guest host bringing you all the wine and no tea. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. On today's show, we will be talking about Shay Shay and whatever he was wearing, Meek Mills, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kamala Harris, and a bunch of other topics. I'm Joey Beauty, and I would like to introduce you to our other guest host today, Keisha from the Master Stylist, and you all know Boyce Watkins. Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Are y'all ready for today's show?
I'm ecstatic.
Y'all, it's gonna be action packed. But before we even get there, we're gonna throw this promo in so we can get on with the rest of today's show.
Sorry, SSG. In the wine cellar, you're a rapper. You blew up back in 2016 as a YouTube couple sensation with your wife, Carbon Pritchett. You both have amassed millions of views across social media, showcasing a married life, your kids, pranks, and real lavish lifestyle. The world fell in love with both of you, and you have since divorced your wife and called her out for not appreciating you as a good husband, being a bad mother, and losing herself. And recently, things have gotten so nasty between you and your ex. You actually confessed in a YouTube video that you have since called immigration on your ex-wife for illegally walking across the border at the age of 7 to enter this country illegally with her family. You have been very vocal about your split. Carmen has also alleged that you were mentally abusive and made her participate in threesomes to please you, only for you to still turn around and cheat on her with other women and her friends. You guys have been married for around 5 years? 5 years, okay. You've been active on social media the entire time.
Yes.
Okay.
The whole relationship started really.
I know you and Corey have since, reconciled. Now he said that after he did get on social media to drag you, I was just like, what the could you have said to her to make her want to take you back?
It didn't get that far.
You're saying now you and Carmen are now going to work things out. Are you going to move to Houston or are you going to move to Miami?
Yeah, she's going to go to Alabama.
So you're not moving to Alabama with him?
No, why would I?
So why would Corey think he went to get his wife back and said both of y'all are moving to Alabama and moving in together? I'm confused. It didn't feel like old times when y'all was together.
You get from your wife, and then you see that, and it's just like everything just, like, I can say that, like, damn, I miss that. You know what I'm saying?
There's no emotions attached to any constant speaking of the situation, repetitive, Yeah. Like it's repetitive. Let's talk about a new guy that I have. How about that?
Yeah. What is the stark contrast between your old relationship and your new guy now? Your daughter has accused you of the most heinous thing. She said that you raped her for 10 years.
My body gave you a reaction that I didn't want.
My daughter said that if you didn't do it, you need to go on the show. You need to do an interview.
My father wasn't the only person that was touching me.
Brandon Freeman, your sister has waged war against your dad. And you as well, too.
My 2 older brothers was as well.
You've been around for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in Chantel's life. You know her very well.
She watched him beat my ass. I was raised to know something's wrong, say something.
You were featured on Breakbeat Media's channel, and you detailed abuse that happened to you from age 5 to 15 years old. This alleged abuse took place by not only your mom, but your dad and your 2 brothers.
It is very important for me to tell my story to bring awareness to the Black community.
21 years old, after having a baby, right? Mm-hmm. My dad is not circumcised. He has meat everywhere. Your dad goes off to the side. The police make him pull down his pants. That man is fully circumcised. How is it that if this man allegedly took your virginity, you have been sucking his dick since you was 5, you have been in and out of his house your entire childhood, how is it that you don't know the difference between what a circumcised man is and what an uncircumcised man is?
When he saw that my hymen wasn't no longer attached, my father started to full gauge, have full-blown sex with me.
You say I was sleeping with all these women in her video. She said I had all these women, but she wasn't lying. Plenty. 15, 20 long times. I was risking her life. I'm sleeping with them women, then I'm running up in her room. Then why would I be asking you if you're a virgin?
I don't remember when I lost my virginity. I don't know. I don't know if it was one of my brothers. I don't know if it was my dad. I don't know.
So your mama saying you lying. Your daddy saying you lying. Your story and you not being able to remember.
Okay, so how about this? I'm such a liar.
It is not just
I would pay money myself to take a lie detector test to do whatever.
You'll do a lot of
I swear to God I will. If you want me to do it right now, I do it right now.
Hey,
I swear to God I will.
Can we get a lie detector test down here, please?
She don't talk to Clarence and Clarence apparently gave her documentation. She wanted to do a lie detector test like that.
Yeah. All right, one of those. If you enjoy shows like this and would like to see more with me live on stage, then be sure to join me March 10th in Atlanta, Georgia at the Uptown Comedy Corner. Tickets on sale right now. Link in the description box as well as in the bio. And don't you worry, I'm bringing the wine and Patty, damn it, okay? See y'all soon.
Okay, yo, I gotta find out what happened to that lie detector test. But before we even get into today's topics, I want y'all all to be sure to catch Tasha K live on stage. All right, tickets can be purchased at TashaKOnStage.com, and Lena is up next this upcoming Sunday, March 10th, at Uptown Comedy Corner. All right, the first show is already sold out, but there's still a few tickets available for the second show. Get your tickets at TashaKOnStage.com. Plus, you never know who you might see up there too. She's bringing us guest hosts on there, so you never know who you're gonna see at any show. It's gonna be amazing. Now, guys, let's jump into these topics. The first topic is this Michael Maiden story. He is the father who has been accused or allegedly of drugging his daughter's 3 friends at a sleepover. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. I did.
So what do y'all think?
When I seen it, I already knew that it was, I already knew like that was messed up. And I think they said the parents tried to come and get the kids, and he was like not letting them get their kids. That's crazy. I hope he goes under the jail. And and it's crazy because he got a bond. Like he shouldn't even have a bond. He got right out.
Yeah, he shouldn't. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that really what that says is that you got to think about where you're sending your kids, spending the night with their friends and all that. You don't know what's going on in that house. That there could be a pervert right there in the house around your kids. And that happens a lot. Like, I think that's the benefit of something like this being seen publicly, is you just know, like, there's all kinds of debauchery out there. And I just really think that there's nothing extreme about parents that just say, no, my daughter or my son, even, because sometimes they want your son and your daughter. They're not doing sleepovers with anybody until they get to a certain age. And then maybe even giving them like a safety plan and all that on how they can make sure that if something does happen, they can respond appropriately and make sure that, that things happen the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I really I feel great that one of the little girls followed her gut. He was trying to force them to drink these smoothies, and she was like, nah. And he came in, from what she said, keep like checking to see if they were breathing, if they were awake, and she felt weird. And normally when you feel weird sometimes as a child, you don't act on it because adults and whatever. But she ended up texting her mom at like 1-something in the morning because he was still in there checking on them. And they came and got their children. And from what I heard, they were like they were whoopy. They couldn't walk. They couldn't do nothing. So just imagine what he was planning to do to those girls. Imagine what he was doing to his own daughter. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
He didn't give his daughters any though.
No, he gave them. Oh, he gave all of them. They all was drinking that mango smoothie.
Yeah, but not his. He gave the girls that came over. He didn't give his own kids any.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, I mean, those like date rape drugs, they're used all the time, right? Y'all remember when Rick Ross made that song where he kind of slid it in there? Like, you know, like to me, when people tell you about stuff like that, they're really doing you a favor. They letting you know like what's really happening in the dark side of our society. Cardi B did that whole thing where she talked about women using date rape drugs to take them, and she confessed to all that. I don't know why she didn't go to jail for that. So this is out there, right? So really the smart thing to me is like, I'm not taking a drink from nobody, you know, unless I really know you, period. You know, I'll take a drink from my wife. That's it. You know, because it's so many people out here that just have devious plans for you. They might be trying to take something on your body, or they might be trying to take your money, or both. And you can't just be out here letting anybody and everybody get close to you like that.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Do any of you have anything else to say about this topic before we jump to the next one?
No, I said too much.
You set it up. So our next topic is going to be about Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay, Gwyneth Paltrow came out and she was like, what she said, white women have a lot to learn from black women. Now, I found this very interesting. We were going back and forth in the chats and the comments. Some people agreed that, you know, she didn't mean any harm. Other people did not agree. What do y'all guys? Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
I've been trying to figure out how I feel about it too. I don't know. I feel like she was maybe reaching a little bit. I mean, what she said was true, but then it was like, on the other hand, it was like some of it wasn't really a compliment to me. You know, it was like, we're the better person. We're like women, that's how women are, period, not just white women, you know, and I think she just, I don't know if it was like a sympathy thing or what, but I don't feel like it just was, that wasn't a compliment to me. A lot of stuff she said, it wasn't.
Yeah, I can see that, because the whole we're authentically, you know, amazing. Like, it's the struggle, in my opinion, that black women have to go through to be able to even learn that, right? We have to go through life being black women. So yeah, we have to have each other's back for, you know, to an extent. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, because I see where she meant to give us a compliment, but it kind of felt a little backhanded. Like, it's not on us to make y'all better, or it's not on us to lead. I don't want to lead y'all. Go lead yourself.
We've been doing that for many years.
You know, yeah, I see that point of view, and you never know. I mean, I think that we don't. I honestly don't know how it's hard to trust white people when they say stuff. Like, period. You just don't know what they really mean. Like, what are you really trying to say here? And I think with Gwyneth, when I look at her history, I remember a few years ago when she was in Paris with Kanye and Jay-Z, and she put up a post that said something like, "We some ninjas in Paris." And she didn't say ninja. Y'all know what I mean. I'm not gonna say it here, but yeah. So, and I remember I was like, wait a minute. Now you know, you get a little too comfortable. And I think she's like one of those type of people. You know, you get somebody that just gets around us, and they kind of feel like they can say anything that they want. And I'm not gonna complain about somebody who is giving a compliment to black women, because I came from a black woman, so I love black women in that, you know, because my mom was one. But, you know, and I do agree that there is a lot that the world can learn from black women and black people, period. You know, I think that we are able to survive. We in a lot of circumstances, we have overcome so much. Black women are leading the world in so many different areas. So yeah, they can learn from black women. But remember, like, that thing that they admire really came from trauma that was created by people like her. You know, it was we became great because y'all made it so hard for us, right? You know, black women became great. I'm talking about the great black women. Not every black woman is great. Let's just be honest. But the ones that are really doing it, You became great because you had to fight your way through situations that were created by other people, sometimes by men like us, sometimes by white folks or whatever. And I think that like she has a point with that, but it's hard to know kind of where she's going with that. And I also think that it's definitely pandering whenever anybody acts like an entire group of people is perfect. You know, like, and you see that sometimes you'll see like a white person that'll be speaking on a race issue and they'll talk like every single black person's the same and that every single black person is right. And that doesn't help you either. If somebody's always acting like everything you do is wonderful and amazing, no, that ain't true. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's cool that she said it, but I don't really know exactly what she meant.
Yeah, I don't know her heart. And right after Black History Month.
I want to really quickly read what she said, just so we all know. She said, I think white women are taught to be competitive with one another. In my circle of black women, they do not do that. Then she went on to say, my black women friends know themselves, love themselves in a way that I think white women are not taught to. I think white women are taught to be competitive with one another, which is something I've tried to work so hard to dispel because I don't believe in competition between women, but we're raised to be competitive, to be jealous, to look over each other's shoulders. So that's the gist of what she said, for those who did not know what she said.
So black women can't be competitive with each other. They don't get jealous. I mean, that's a human trait. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of black women, and not all black women are built the same. You know, yeah. So, right. So when you put everybody in one box, what you're doing is you're taking.
So that's why I feel like it kind of like downplayed us.
Yeah,
it's really like a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of almost like we're weak. You know.
Well, it was just pandering. That's me. That's what it is. It's just like, you know, I'm a white person. I'm gonna say something nice about black people, and y'all gonna clap for me, and I get it. But really, I think that if she wanted to address the problems with white culture, she could have done that without necessarily bringing us into it. You know, because you think about it, right? Like white women have a special privilege that nobody else has in our society. Like white women are, they're the most fragile because they have the highest like suicide rates and all that. The lowest suicide rate is black women. And then also the other thing about white females is that they are the least likely to like go to prison and all that. Like black men, we're the ones who get sent to prison. And so a black man and a white woman can do the same crime. And the white woman, they'll let her off with parole. The black man will get 20 years. You know, so white women have always been kind of pampered in a certain way. And I think they have to have their own conversation with each other about how you're just treating other people, period. You know, I don't think they need to necessarily just look at us or bring us into the discussion.
Right. Leave us out y'all group chat.
Right. Exactly.
So bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was my next thing. And then everybody invite them to the picnic.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Gwyneth will be at the barbecue.
Wait, hold up. But speaking of the barbecue, let's jump on this next topic. Kamala Harris. Boyce, I know you want to get into this topic, so I'm gonna let you lead this one.
So Kamala Harris had a gathering for it was mostly black college students, and there was a girl who circulated a video which they was playing Sexy Red at the house. Now I'm not saying people can't like Sexy Red, you know, it is what it is, right? But I don't know if Sexy Red is the best representation of what we are as black people. I think there's so many other things we got going on other than like it's always like a race to the bottom. They pick the lowest common denominator. You know, my wife is she does a whole lecture series about the stereotypes of black women. She talks about the sapphire stereotype, the Jezebel stereotype, the mammy stereotype, and the one of the gold digger and the angry black woman and all that. And they always lean on those stereotypes. And so when she played that Sexy Red, I was like, are you serious right now? Like when they bring in other people, they bring Asian kids, they're not playing Sexy Red. When they bring in Jewish kids, they're not playing this type of stuff. But they really, I think it speaks to a lack of respect people have for us as a community to say, oh yeah, if we do this low life debaucherous thing, oh, black people gonna love it. They're gonna love it. Just like they love greasy food that's gonna kill them. They love shooting each other. They love all the negative. And that's not really who we are. Sexy Red is not a good representation. So they can play Sexy Red somewhere else, but playing it at the White House, what are you really saying to those people?
I agree. It's like selling gold sneakers.
That too. Yeah. The blacks, they love me because I make sneakers and I go to jail. The blacks love me because you're right. You're right. they all pander to us because they really think y'all stupid. They think that we just don't have a brain in our head, and it bothers me. I don't like it. I'm not voting for any of those people.
I agree. I honestly, when I saw it, I was like, what is happening? Like, why are they dancing? They're okay with this. They're college students at that. So you would think that they would like connect the dots, but I guess just being at the White House, they missed that. They missed that opportunity to just say, like, this ain't it. Listen to what you want to, but like the representation and how it makes us look is it's nasty work, in my opinion. It's nasty work. And she is, in my opinion, pandering. And ain't enough, I'm gonna say this, ain't enough black in her to be acting like this.
Yeah, can't look at like that much black. And she works it, don't she? It's just kind of one of these things where you gotta like really look at it like this. It's real simple to me. It's like if I got two daughters, right? And I if you look at Sexy Red in her life, like my heart goes out to her, right? But it's clear she done been through trauma, abuse, probably some assault. She does not seem like she's in a space where she's happy, right? And like if you think about it, any child that lives a life like hers is not going to be a happy child. So if you want black children to be happy, why would you want them looking up to people who are not? Why would you want them even looking at a Sexy Red life and thinking that any of that is good or glamorous? It's no different from how they used to try to send the black boys to prison. They put it in the music and made prison seem cool. And thank God for Tupac. Tupac said, there ain't nothing cool about this. This is not fun. This is depressing. So I think that's what we got to look at. So maybe without even criticizing, because when I've talked about it, people get mad. They say, oh, you just hating on a black woman. I'm not hating on her. This is really love. It's really just saying, like, if we love our girls, we're going to say, like, okay, look at this life. Look at the life of a stripper, of a drug addict, of somebody who's been shot at and all this other stuff. Is that really how you want to live? No, I don't want my girls living like none of that. I want them to be happy, educated. I want them to have wealth. I want them to be successful. I want them to wake up feeling good about life, not to the point where they're on the verge of, of doing something drastic because their life is so bad.
So who was the DJ? Was it just like
That's true. Let's hope Kamala wasn't the DJ. That's true. So maybe we'll be too hard on Kamala, right? Like maybe somebody else did it and she didn't have nothing to do with it. Because as vice president, you probably get blamed for a lot of stuff you didn't do.
You could have said turn it off.
Yeah. that's yeah. It's enough black on her to know that.
Yeah. Turn that shit off now.
Okay, guys. So next, I want to talk about this whole Christina Mackey situation and her alleged breakup with Rick Ross. Listen, we told this girl, I told this girl, everybody told this girl, stop talking. The minute you be talking about my man all over social media is when your man got you out here looking like a fool. Okay. So recently she did she was live streaming at the gym and a song from Rick Ross came on and the look on her face was like, and then she just shut the mouth.
Wow.
The disappointment.
Wow.
Listen, when she couldn't pull the hamburger helper together, we knew it was a problem. Okay.
The tacos. And he looked like I would even, and she kept recording him, bringing him food, and he never looked like he wanted the food.
Wow. Well, what do y'all think? I'm curious to get y'all's assessment as women on this. I got my own 2 cents, but I'm curious, like, what do y'all think in terms of what was going on in that relationship? What do you think the mistakes was made in that situation?
Well, for one, he's almost twice her age. I think she's like 27 or something like that.
Okay.
Ross should be about 50, if not almost. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big difference, and I don't think I've never seen him, any of his women, like he helped build, Like, you know how a lot of women, they'll date rappers and stuff like that, and the rappers kind of put them on or whatever, and once they leave, they will have something going for themselves, unless they already had it. But he don't really like boss his women up anyway. I think he just used them for, I ain't gonna say beards, but for the time when their time is up, their time is up.
Interesting. Okay.
I agree. I think he uses them for the clout. You know what clout they may have. He was with Pretty B before when she was popping. He got with Christina, and she thought, I don't listen. I understand that, you know. I'm in love. I get it. We've all been in love, but you have to acknowledge people's patterns. You have to be real with who somebody is, whether that's your boyfriend, your mate, whatever. You have to acknowledge who they are. And I kept seeing her like playing in everybody's face, you know, like, we don't know he's trash, like, you're so special. Everybody thinks they're special until they're recycled.
Oof, wow.
But it was over faster than I thought, though. I thought it was gonna last a little bit longer than that, though.
Yeah,
that had a baby in January on her. She should have known. Like, she played herself, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's.
It didn't help that she couldn't even cut up the lettuce properly for the tacos. It did not help the situation.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's yeah, I asked y'all's opinion on it because I'm really trying to really understand it from different perspectives, because I agree with you, right? I think that I never understood, just as a person who I was raised by a real man who was responsible, intelligent, and accountable, you know, and he was a tough man. You know, my father's actually killed people. He was a soldier and all that, but he also just had values about how you conduct yourself as a man. So what happened as a result of that is I have zero respect for a lot of these rappers, because a lot of these guys are just, you know, worthless dudes, like in terms of how they carry themselves, not as human beings, but just their behavior. Think about this, right? What kind of man is somebody you want in your life who is having sex with everything that moves, probably got every STD in the book, throwing his money away, putting it in stripper thongs and killing his generational wealth, celebrating ignorance, trying to be as dumb as possible, glorifying the murder and the death of Black people? Like that, there's nothing, and then glorifying extensive use of drugs and alcohol. Well, we got so many kids out here that's like gone off drugs and everything before they even get a chance to live. You 18 years old and you hooked on stuff that's going to damage your brain for life. You ain't coming back from that. You ain't coming back from fentanyl and Molly and meth, and that stuff murders your brain. So here's my point, right? So when I see some of these guys, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, I don't understand why we celebrate that, and I also don't understand why women will be attracted to that. You don't want that. You don't want a man like that as the father of your kids. He's only gonna hurt your child's feelings. Your baby's gonna cry every day because daddy ain't nothing, right? Trying not to cuss, but y'all know what I'm about to say, right? I got that from my daddy too. So here's my point, right? With Rick, he's almost 50 years old. He's dating this young, pretty girl who, unfortunately, maybe because she did not have a good male role model, she thinks that that's a man. That ain't a man. That's a man substitute. That's a pretend to be man. That's a famous. He got a little money, a little fame. So you think that you're getting something special? No, you ain't getting nothing special. You're getting more heartbreak. And so when I saw that video you showed me, I saw a young girl whose dreams just kind of got shattered. Right? She fell into this fantasy. She's gorgeous, so she probably passed up a lot of good, normal, hardworking men who would have loved the hell out of her, so she could go be with this fat bastard who's gonna throw her out with the garbage. Seriously. Like, this ain't nothing, you know. So that there's a lesson there, right? But I also think,
let me add a layer. She's Elijah Muhammad's daughter.
Oh,
okay. I don't know if that was true or not.
Oh God! Oh Lord. Okay, now you don't really knock me out. I did not know that. Okay, I'm gonna have to process that later, because why are you punching me in the face, Joey? That's too much. So there we go, right? Everything that glitters ain't gold. And I think that's what you learn from that. And I think that for her, it was like what I saw in her face was just heartbreak. Like she was really out here caping for this man. She was showing something that women should be proud of. She was showing loyalty to her man. You should do that. But your loyalty is valuable. Your love is valuable. And you cannot give that to just anybody, because some of these guys will use you up and chew you up and spit you out. Save that for somebody who really deserves it. Not this guy who got all his money just by being this minstrel show that hip hop really became. It's an embarrassment. So I feel bad for her, but but then again, you make your own bed, you make your own choices.
Lesson learned. Hopefully.
Lesson learned.
Hopefully she's not back here in 6 months doing this again with somebody else.
Oh no, I hope not. Poor child.
Once they get with one, it just goes. So she'll be back again.
Yeah. Well, you know what? She did get a little bit out of it. I looked up her Instagram. She has like 500,000 followers. She probably wouldn't have had that many followers if she hadn't hung out with. So maybe it was a career move for her. I don't know. Like, think about it. Like, most of us wouldn't even know about Amber Rose if she hadn't dated Kanye. Right? We know, and Amber was able to take that recognition and make it into a whole career. Now she's like 40 and still living off of what she had from that old relationship. So sometimes a relationship can level you up in certain ways. So I think it's really best to like salvage what you can from it. Think about what goods you can get, what lessons you learn, and then you move on to something better.
You have anything to say, Keisha? You good? Okay. So we're gonna jump on to our next topic, which is Terry Crew. Okay, so Terry Crew recently had an interview, and they asked him about the Taraji P. Henson situation and pay. And he went on to say that, one, he did not get paid for training day, and he thanked Ice Cube for the payment for $4,000 payment for Friday. What do we think about that?
I like it.
I actually just see a man that doesn't have, he's not prideful, and he had gratitude. You know what I mean? He understood that sometimes you got to take less in the beginning to grow, because he didn't get much, from Friday or nothing from training day, but initially that helped his career anyway. And had he not done it, he wouldn't be where he is today. So I actually love that he had a different attitude about it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. If you look up Terry Crews's net worth now, it's probably somewhere north of $10-12 million. I think in fact it's more than that. It's 30 million. I'm looking it up right now. He made $6 million last year, and he makes $160,000 per episode, and he has $8 million in the bank right now. So all that would not have happened if he had not made that investment in himself by being in the movie Friday. Because remember, when you're an unknown actor, there's 1,000 people waiting to take that same role. And so what Terry did that was very smart was he said, I'm gonna go ahead and make this investment in myself. I'm gonna build my brand, build my name up, and then I'm gonna make my money later. And that's just strategy, but unfortunately, a lot of people, they can't see a good opportunity unless it comes with a paycheck. And most of the best opportunities that you'll ever get are not going to be attached to money. Right. So you got to be able to see the wealth outside of just like, how much did I get paid this week? So because a lot of people would have passed up that opportunity, and then they still sit in Hollywood struggling, wonder why they never got famous. Well, it's because Terry was willing to do some stuff that you wasn't willing to do. Now, that might go even further than that, right? Because sometimes Terry takes on roles where I'm like, what are you doing, man? This is kind of silly right now. But still, though, what he said about Cube and all that, I like that a lot. And it also, what it does too is it means that if Ice Cube does another project, he knows that Terry's a good guy to do business with. And he also understands that he's going to have to pay him this time because he's not the same Terry Crews that he worked with in the beginning.
I agree 100%. You have to start somewhere. I believe you really have to start somewhere. You can't come out the gate just expecting people to pay you millions and billions of dollars. You have to work up to that, and like you said, his net worth right now is good. I, as well, do not necessarily agree with all the roles that he played, but listen, that's on him. But he's making money. He's taking care of his family. And there's a lot of people, I think a lot of people out here just think that things are supposed to be handed to them. Like nothing in life comes for free. You get nothing out when you don't put in hard work. There's people right now who, like, there's a gentleman right now who's running around upset because he made a dance and a rapper is now using it on her tour. Y'all know what rapper. Okay, and he's mad about it, right? But like, you were essentially, nobody knew about you. You should have took, in my opinion, the tickets, you should have took the promo, and next time you could have then asked for a bunch of money You know, you have to start somewhere. Everyone does not just get to just, oh, I think I deserve. You have to prove what you are worth.
Yeah, that's a good perspective. I saw that, Jovi. I saw the thing with the guy. We can't say. Should we not say the rapper's name? I don't, because I don't know. I don't want. I don't want Tasha to have more fights with rappers. But it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was Nicki. It was Nicki Minaj, and I saw where the dancer made up the routine and all that. I get what you're saying, right? I definitely agree. You got to start somewhere. But the way he described it sounded like they just offered him a bunch of BS. They were like, they didn't. I don't think they even offered him $100, and they offered him like 2 free tickets. Was that right?
I think they offered him tickets, backstage passes, and I guess promo on her social media platforms. That's what I understand.
Well, then that does have value, because just one post on a Nicki Minaj Instagram page would probably be worth at least $500,000. I think the Kardashians charge $2 million per post, right? So, and I don't know how many followers Nicki has, but I know she's got a lot, right? So really, I think, you know, that if that's the case, if they did offer him the chance to be on her social media and all that, he probably should have talked to some people first before he decided like what to do. You know, this is why, like, I think, like, whenever I'm not sure about a decision, I'm like, I don't know if they're trying to screw me or not. I'll go talk to somebody who can help me understand, you know, whether this is a good deal or a bad deal. So for him to just flat out say no, thank you, and then to go to war with them by posting on social media, well, let me tell you what they did to me, I don't think that's going to really be beneficial to him long term. I think he could have created a relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Because now people are going to see how, even if people wanted to work with you, that's going to deter them in the future, because now they feel like, you know, if we do something you don't like, the first thing you're going to do is run the social media.
Yeah, right. People that run businesses are not going to want to mess with you now. Like, they're like, okay, so because that's the thing. Like, you know, with my wife being a relationship therapist, I learned a lot about relationships. And one thing about it is that people have to feel safe dealing with you, right? They have to know, like, okay, if you get upset with me, are you a person who's gonna go ballistic and try to burn the whole house down and destroy me, or are you a person who's gonna try to work it out and figure it out? And I think that that's important to know. Like, when you talk about marriage, or you talking about friendships, or you talking about business, because you can't do business, or you can't build a family, you can't build nothing with somebody who just gets mad and throws a temper tantrum. You know, so yeah, so really, I think he sent a real bad signal by even doing that post. I wouldn't have done it. I would have just kept working with him somehow, or got some, you know, brought some people in and said, okay, let me talk to my lawyer first, or something like that. I don't think I would have just went and attacked him on social media.
And Nicki Minaj fans like the Beehive, like they gonna buy whatever shit.
They will.
That's his advantage, like, for real.
Yeah. He could be like, I sell socks, you know, with my face on it. Can Nicki tell everybody to go buy my socks? Shit, you make $100,000 real quick off of that.
He should. He should have took a lesson from Terry Crews and say, thank you.
Yep.
Use this wave and I'm gonna ride it all the way. Now, in my opinion, the Barnes are going to throw him to the left. He could have had it, but thinking that you are more valuable than you have proven to be. Because again, it takes time to prove your value. You know, takes time to prove who you are, your value, but people even consider working with you, right? So now, like y'all both said, he done messed that up, and who's gonna want to work with him? Not nobody I can think of.
Yeah, and I can tell you this, like, what I believe is that no matter how big you get, you should always be a decent person, period. It don't matter, even if you're the most famous person in the room, the one that's got the most money and all that. You never know when that, like, karma is real. You know, that bad energy you're putting out, and if people know you as arrogant or hard to work with, that gets around, and then other people won't want to deal with you. You know, I really think that that's kind of what Kanye deals with. I think Kanye has a righteous cause. He's making a lot of good points and stuff like that in public, but because he sort of feels like he's always the most important person in the room, it's like people just say, you know what, this guy, I don't want to mess with him. You know. Yeah. So I think no matter what level you are, I think you always benefit by approaching people with professionalism and decency. Like when I was talking to y'all before backstage and everything, you're decent people, and that just makes for a better situation. You get more done that way.
So
yeah, that
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, Monique, you hear that?
Oh. Mm. Mm. Yeah, are we able to talk about Monique for a second? Okay, yeah. You know what's funny? My wife brought up Monique one time when she was saying that one of the things that Monique did that kind of hurt her position a lot was when she stopped being funny. Like, most of the time when a comedian has something that they are mad about, they always start off with a joke to remind you that they're funny. Like when D.L. Hughley was responding to Cat Williams, first thing he did was he made a joke. That's what they always do. They always joke because they want to remind you, like, I'm talented and I'm funny, and comedy is my superpower. So I feel like when Monique got super serious and started sounding like Cornel West, or like real serious, like look, here's what's going on. I think that kind of made people say, wait a minute, but you're a comedian, so I think that if I was to give Monique advice on this, which I never would, because I don't have the authority to do that, but I would say, okay, lead with your comedy, lead with your talent. And then you can get to the point where people will accept your message more directly because you have made them laugh and reminded them, okay, she's talented, she's funny, she should have a Netflix special, whatever. But when you come in there, just like she comes in hard, like Sister Soldier hard, and I don't know if that really fits what she's trying to accomplish as a comedian.
No, she started using the stage as her place to vent instead of telling jokes like she used to.
Yeah, just tell more jokes. Even Cat Williams said a lot of real serious stuff. He led though with a joke. Dave Chappelle says stuff that would get you canceled in a minute, but he leads with a joke, and then people take it in. So just lead with the jokes. Be funny first, and then get serious after that.
So guys, we're gonna go to a real quick commercial break so TK could pay these bills. But when we come back, be prepared because we will be discussing, okay, defending the sexuality of Black men. Y'all seen what's been in the headlines? We're gonna be talking about Meek Mills. We're talking about Shay Shay. We're gonna be talking. So be prepared, and we'll see you in a minute.
Corey SSG in the wine